Between Two Worlds. Chapter 4. The Longest Day. Elara woke to pale winter light creeping around the edges of the curtains. She lay still for a long while, listening to the quiet. No rain today. No wind. Just a faint sound of the city starting to stir. A car door closing somewhere down the street. The distant hum of a delivery van. A dog barking once and then stopping. The glass jar on the bedside table caught her eye. Inside were the pieces of another world. The first moss crumbs, the silver grass and feather, the golden petal, the woven leaf. They looked harmless in daylight, just bits of plant and feather, but she knew what they meant. She got up slowly. The floorboards were cold under her feet. She padded to the kitchenette and made coffee. Strong, black, 2 mugs. Drank the first leaning against the sink, staring out at the small backyard. The fence needed painting. The grass was patchy. She made a mental note to do something about it when spring came. The second mug she took to the table with toast and honey. Ate slowly, buttering each piece carefully, letting the sweetness settle on her tongue. Her mind kept drifting to the borough, the crowded temporary homes, the frightened kids, the quiet despair in the adults' eyes. The Thornbys were echoing in her memory. Pain, not anger. She finished breakfast, washed the dishes, wiped down the table. Dressed in her usual jeans and soft blue sweater, boots for the cold floor, hair twisted into its knot. Grabbed her keys, phone, purse. Downstairs, the bookshop was waiting. She turned on the lights one by one. The place smelled of paper and faint lemon polish from last night's clean. She walked the aisle slowly, running her fingers along spines, straightening books that had leaned overnight. Rearranged the front display, children's animal stories, fairy tales, books with beautiful covers. Added a handwritten sign in her neat handwriting, stories of quiet days and sunny ones too. She brewed tea for the station, chamomile, peppermint, green. Set out clean mugs, spoons, a small jar of honey. Polished the glass case with the rare editions until it shone. Checked the till, counted the float, made sure the receipt paper was full. The shop felt ready. The first customer came earlier than usual. Mr. Ellis, the retired postman, coat buttoned against the cold. Morning, Elara. Got anything new in local history? She smiled and led him to the shelf, pulled out a book on old city photographs. He flipped through it slowly, eyes lighting up at pictures of streets he'd walked decades ago. This is perfect, he said. And something for the grandson. He's mad on dragons at the moment. She found 2 good ones, wrapped them carefully in brown paper, added bookmarks with the shop's logo. He paid, chatted a little about the weather, left with a wave. Next came a young mother with a toddler in a pushchair. The boy clutched a worn picture book about trains. Elara knelt to his level and read a page aloud, doing the voices. The mother browsed the parenting section, came back with 2 books on bedtime routines. You've got a gift with kids, the mother said. He never sits still for anyone. Elara wrapped the books, added a sticker for the boy. They left with the toddler waving goodbye over his mother's shoulder. A young woman came in next, looking nervous, coat dripping from the earlier drizzle. I'm looking for books on starting over, she said quietly. New job, new city. Everything feels a bit much. Elara nodded, led her to the self-help aisle but steered away from the loud motivational ones. Chose memoirs instead, quiet stories of people who had moved, changed, found their way. These helped me once, she said. The woman bought 3, thanked her several times, left looking a little less lost. Myra arrived with takeaway coffees and a grin. You're glowing today, she said, handing over a cup. Good dreams. Elara smiled. Something like that. They unpacked the delivery together. New poetry collections, cookbooks, travel journals, a box of vintage children's books with beautiful illustrations. Elara set the children's books on the front table, arranging them by color for the display. Customers came in waves. A school group, 12 kids and a teacher doing a project on animals. Elara spent nearly an hour helping them find illustrated books, rabbits, foxes, moles, owls. The kids were loud, excited, asking questions. One girl, no more than 8, tugged her sleeve. Do animals talk in dreams? Elara paused, thought of Hopper and Clover. Sometimes, she said, if you listen carefully. The teacher bought 15 books. Good sale. Tom the mechanic came in for his usual westerns. Stayed longer than usual, talking about his dog that had passed last month. Still miss the old boy, he said, voice rough. Elara listened, recommended a gentle memoir about pets and loss. He bought it, thanked her, left with his head a little higher. An older woman browsed memoirs for nearly half an hour, then opened up about her life. Widowed young, children grown and gone, finding new hobbies in painting and gardening. I feel like I'm starting again at 70, she said with a laugh. Elara wrapped 4 books, added a bookmark with a flower pressing. A young couple came in looking for romance novels. They browsed hand in hand, laughing over covers. Bought 5, asked for recommendations for their honeymoon reading. A teenager asked for books on loneliness. Elara chose quiet stories, ones with hope but no easy answers. The kid bought 2, mumbled thanks, left quickly. A man in a suit bought books on grief. For a friend, he said. Elara wrapped them gently, no small talk. Mrs. Harrow came for poetry, stayed to talk about her garden, roses struggling after the rain. I might try indoor plants, she said. Elara found a good book on houseplants, wrapped it. A father and daughter came for picture books. The girl picked one about rabbits. Elara read a page. They bought 4. The day flowed. Lunch was soup and sandwiches from the cafe next door. Myra ate with her in the back room, chatting about university deadlines, a new boyfriend, plans for the weekend. You seem different lately, Myra said suddenly. Calmer, happier, maybe. Elara thought about it. I think I am. During a quiet stretch in the afternoon, Elara was in the back room sorting stock when she heard it. A low, familiar purr. She froze. The shop was empty. Myra had stepped out for a quick break. The purr came again, soft, steady, from the poetry section. Elara walked out slowly, heart beating fast. Nothing, just shelves, books, dust motes in the light. She stood there a moment. Whisper Willow, she whispered. Silence. She shook her head, went back to sorting. But the purr stayed in her mind all afternoon, like a promise. More customers came as the day wore on. After-work browsers, good sales, conversations about books, life, small things. At closing time, Myra left with plans for a study group. Elara cashed up, the best day in months. Locked the door, turned the sign. She needed air, grabbed her coat and went for a walk. The streets were cold, sky darkening to deep blue. She walked her usual route, past a cafe, the small park, along the river path where the water reflected the first street lights. Halfway along the river, she saw him, Callum, leaning on the railing, hands in pockets, watching the water. He looked up. Elara. She stopped. He smiled, that old smile. Fancies seeing you here. I walk here sometimes. Me too. He stepped closer. You look good. She didn't answer. I've been thinking about us. I miss you. We were good together. Were we? He sighed. I know I messed up, but people change. Do they? He reached for her arm. She stepped back. I'm sorry, he said. Really? She looked at him, really looked. The same face, but the warmth was gone. I'm not the same person, she said, and I don't want to go back. He looked hurt. Just coffee? As friends? No. She walked past him. He didn't follow. The walk home was cold, but her steps felt lighter, the air sharp in her lungs, the city light bright. Upstairs, she made pasta with vegetables, garlic bread, ate at the table with a glass of wine, journaled the day, customers, the purr, Callum on the path. The way saying no had felt like closing a door she'd left open too long. Showered, put on fresh pajamas, bed at 9, turned off the light, waited. The shift came. Lyra opened her eyes to moonlight, Whisper Willow waiting, purring louder than ever. The garden ready. She was ready,